Hey everybody, it's Trout at BD Outdoors. We're here at Seaside Market in Cardiff by the Sea, and we're gonna do this is a solid one today. This one I'm pretty fired up about. This has a little bit of everything. This is a classic full meal. This is if you want to feed everybody. This is your fish, your sides, your veg. So basically what we're doing here is a halibut, and instead of doing it the same way where we saute it or we throw it on the barbecue, this is a really savory way of making this. It's gonna be panko crusted. It's gonna be crunchy. It's gonna have some sauce around the side. We're gonna have some rice. We're gonna have some roasted broccoli. We're gonna start right now by breaking everything out, and we're gonna separate this. We're gonna eventually be coating our fish before we put it on the skillet. First things we wanna do are the things that take the longest, right? So you don't wanna have your fish done and then have to deal with everything else. So step one, we've already got the oven on. We've already got our wild rice on, which is gonna accompany it. First step, we're gonna break down this broccoli. So like I said, roasted, it just adds an extra element, a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture. The other thing that I want you to do is not fear this. This thing's awesome. If you shave it down and cut it into discs and roast it, it tastes really good. We really try to go for zero waste as much as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the outsides of this off. It can be real rough, coarsely chopped, and then I'm just gonna cut it into circles. Cut off the end so it's nice clean end on both sides. Just gonna look like a stock, nothing fancy. Other than that, you're gonna break down the florets here. If you want, you can go to the store, you can get the bags that have the florets already done and all that, but this definitely, you get more bang for your buck, really. It's less expensive if you do it yourself, and I think you're really gonna get a fresher ingredient if you just get it off the rack and cut it yourself. I think this really, you'll be surprised. You're gonna just say, why did I always throw these away? I'm telling you. So you can leave these pretty big. We're roasting them. We're going in hot. We're going 400 degrees, and we're gonna load it up with things that are gonna make it taste good, right? So we're gonna have some olive oil. This is just herbs de Provence. Baker and Olive has like 40 different infused olive oils that really add a lot of flavor. So we got that. The oil is going to keep it from burning, and it's also going to make it so that all of your seasonings stick, right? So I'm going to give this a toss, get them coated in the oil all the way around, and then just start seasoning. So you're going to want to use like a smaller grain salt so that it sticks. The herbs de Provence is kind of it's just a dry seasoning. It's a mixed grab bag. It's got a little bit of everything. And we're not gonna do the lemon now, it's just gonna make it soggy. We're gonna put a little bit of cracked pepper on here. And once this is roasted, after you take it off, then you put on the lemon. So I would say at 400, start checking it after 12, 13 minutes. These are a little bit bigger chunks. You can go a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be anywhere over 15 minutes. That's just my suggestion. You can check it as you go. Okay, so these are all seasoned up. They got the oil, everything on it. We're gonna add a little extra flavor, which is gonna be garlic and shallots, okay? This does not have to be a fancy chop or mince or dice or you're just gonna wanna get these on. They're gonna cook really fast as well. Just make sure that they're also covered in the olive oil so they don't burn. Plus the seasoning's gonna stick to them. Just a half a shallot like that. We're gonna move this other stuff over. And again, you don't need all the fancy kitchen gadgets. You got this knife, just smash the back of them. One more, give it a quick peel. Get that skin off, and then we're gonna do a real coarse chop, run it through. You actually want the garlic to be in bigger chunks, otherwise it'll burn, because if you're at 400 degrees and it's a real small piece, it's gonna burn, okay? So what I do is I just kind of smash it, break it up into, I don't know, 2 or 3 pieces, and it's really just gonna flavor it, right? So we've got these chunks right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Just gonna sprinkle these through. 1/2 down the middle. Same thing, a little bit thicker of a slice. That's enough. Same thing. Get all those through. Make sure that the olive oil, the salt, the pepper, herbs of Provence, everything is in there. Spread it out. If they're all stacked on top of each other, they won't really roast, so try to give a little breathing room in between each one, okay? Just like that. We're gonna drop these in, 400 degrees, about 13 minutes. We're on to the sauce. So this sauce is definitely something that is gonna make this the dish that it is. Everyone likes crispy, crunchy fish, but this sauce, this is what's gonna set it up here, okay? So I've actually already prepped a couple things. I minced about 2 garlic cloves. I did about 1/2 of a small shallot. We're gonna get some olive oil in, get that sauteing. So we've got this burner set on medium, a little bit on the low side. We're not looking to sear anything. We're not looking to do anything other than create a sauce and reduce it to get flavor, okay? So it's on pretty low right now. We're gonna get some of our olive oil in. This is herbs of Provence, very basic infused olive oil. I'm going with about a tablespoon and a half. Give that a few seconds to heat up. And once that does, we're gonna drop in our shallots and our garlic. It's just starting to smoke, so you can see that. We're just gonna let that sit for a second. Can turn it up a little bit. Medium heat's good. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our shallots and our garlic. They're just starting to simmer a little bit. Capers, another key ingredient here. This is gonna add that brine, a little bit of texture. I'm gonna put these around the outside, just kind of let them go. They already have their own liquid, so just gonna let them kind of simmer on the outside there. Okay, now that it starts getting a little bit of color, you can kind of incorporate it here. Get this all together. Now I'm gonna turn it back down to like medium low. We're gonna get some butter in now. About a tablespoon. Yep. With that tablespoon of butter, Dijon mustard is another, call it a zinger. This is really gonna add, we want this tangy. We want this is about a tablespoon. We want a little kick to this. You know, we don't want boring food. We're gonna do a lot of different recipes as time goes on. Some of them are gonna be a little more simple, humble, and basic. Some of them are gonna have a little more punch. So this is definitely one where we want a little acid, some brine. We got the butter. We're gonna drop the white wine in a second once this comes together. Right now we just wanna stir this, get it all incorporated. Sometimes the Dijon has a tendency to separate a little bit, which is okay, because we're gonna saute this one for a while. Once we got that going, we're gonna let that simmer for a second, and then we're gonna get that white wine in. And again, the white wine isn't to just dump a bunch of booze in. I mean, there is definitely flavor to some of these ingredients we're putting in. We're really burning off all the alcohol. Again, I'm using the Pinot Grigio. It's dry, it's a Zio Baffa, they make it. And it's really good because it's not sweet. It doesn't taste like wine. It's just bringing all these flavors together here. So now that that's cooking down, we're gonna get this wine in, and I'm gonna go about 3 tablespoons, 2-3 tablespoons, because that's gonna reduce, okay? We're gonna do a little herbs de Provence. And if you have fresh herbs at home, that's awesome. You can use, I like fresh thyme and rosemary and just mince it up really fine. This is about a teaspoon. Okay, so one thing we haven't done yet is season. We're gonna put a little bit of salt in. This is just a little baker and olive flake salt. Gonna get that in there. Little fresh cracked pepper. And you can keep adjusting that however you like the taste, that's up to you. The lemon we're gonna put on, that's at the end. We don't wanna cook and, cook down the lemon. It can make it a little bit bitter at times. So we're just gonna let this go. And because it's reducing so much, I'm actually gonna add a touch more wine because it's gonna be on the stove top for a while. We went down to Tunaville, and Tommy Gomes set us up yet again with this amazing fish. And I had so much to choose from, and this was pristine. This halibut, white, lean, beautiful fillets. So picked up the halibut, we were excited about that. So this is gonna be a preparation where we're just gonna have individual servings. So if you have 4 people, you're gonna have 4 servings. This one just knocked my socks off. I mean, the whole case there is amazing, but yeah, once I went by the halibut, this is too good to be true. Just white, glistening, you press it, bounces back. That's one. This is 2, right? So it's consistency. It's immaculate. This is what we want. If we're not gonna catch it ourselves, make a relationship with your local fishmonger. And a fishmonger doesn't mean someone that just stands behind a counter and sells fish, right? Know your source, find out if it's local. That's what you want. You're gonna get good product every time, okay? So with this, again, we talked about portions. So if we're having 4 people over, we're gonna cut this into 4 portions, just like this. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece. And it's just a basic sequence of events. You go seasoned flour, egg wash, panko, pan, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my pan on low. This isn't to heat up and get crazy here. This is just to get it warm so that when we're ready, we can kick up the heat a little and get this in. So it's, with the panko, it burns easily. We're gonna do this over medium heat. It might take a little bit longer for the fish to finish, but you don't want to have that burnt black panko. All right, so we are on low. So we're gonna go ahead and get our eggs in. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is just give these a spin. And the egg is a binder. That's really all it is. We're not looking to have any egg flavor. It has nothing to do with that, you guys. This is a binder. In the flour, we want it seasoned, right? In this flour, I put salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. We're still gonna add a little seasoning at the end, but this is just good. You want the flavor going all the way through. So that egg wash is done. Here we go. This is good. We're now gonna turn this up a little bit more. And actually we can get our oil going. This is a Eureka lemon olive oil from Baker and Olive. About a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. And it's okay to put a little butter in this. We can have a little fat going here. Not a problem, not a lot. That's barely a tablespoon right there. And we're gonna just let that kind of melt. And here we go. So we got regular halibut, beautiful. We're gonna go seasoned flour, all sides. Knock off the excess, you don't want it clumpy. And I actually kind of try to do all of this at once. Instead of doing the whole process, you get, what do you call it, mud clump hands? Whatever you want to call it, it gets ugly. So I try to do this part first. Again, knock off the excess, get that flour back out. Third piece, again, all sides. Excess knocked off, last one. Looking good. Okay, now we're gonna go egg wash, panko, and we can turn this a little bit higher because now we're ready to go. All right, we're ready to go with the egg wash. So we're gonna go, I'll go 2 at a time here. Just get all the sides. Drop that back in. It's all coated. Let the extra egg come off here. Drop it. Okay. And before I toss those, I'm just gonna get this part out of the way. Again, the less you touch and go back and forth, the less clumpy it's gonna be on your hands. If you wanna get dirty, go for it. Let your kids do it. This is like the best kids job ever. If your kids don't wanna cook, have them batter fish. Now we're gonna just roll panko. Remember that flour is seasoned, so this is going all the way through. This is gonna be good. And what I do is I just make a little stack, right? So we can go back in. You can even scoot this over, roll that, get all the sides. One more stack. Get that egg off. And we're looking good. We're looking good, we're looking good. Glad Tommy gave us the halibut. Halibut fishing's tough. Those guys are elusive, man. You gotta be patient. That is for sure. Okay, this is actually good timing. We got a little foaming butter, a little brown butter. We got the olive oil. Make sure it's not burned. And again, we're just gonna lay this in, give it a little wiggle. It's all about geometry, right? Fitting these guys in. It's 2, 3, and I saved this one, the tail, for last because I have this little diamond. How satisfying is that? Very nice. Give it a little bit of space. Okay, don't mess with it. Okay, we want it to get golden brown. We want get color. We also want it to cook all the way through. If it's on too high, it's just gonna be burnt on the outside and raw on the inside, okay? Okay, so at this point, we've been on for about 6 minutes. Not over very high heat. Hopefully we're just golden brown. That's what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for, okay? See how this is thin, that's thicker? We're gonna want to go on the outside because a lot of the heat is, it's in a circle, right? You got this one, let's be super gentle, give it a flip. Beautiful. Last one can be difficult, but there we go. That's rock solid right there, okay? Okay, so our fish is golden brown, our broccoli's done, so let's get that out. There's the broccoli, so that's what we want. See that char right there? And then once we put the lemon on that, that's gonna be really good. The lemon's gonna pull all the seasoning off. We're gonna mix it all together. This is the grand finale. The sauce is done, fish is done, broccoli's done, rice is done. I just plated up the rice here. We're gonna do one more shot of lemon on the sauce for a little bit of acid. That's all reduced. We're gonna take this crispy Panko Crusted Halibut. Just gonna drop that right there. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of lemon on this broccoli. Right there. One of the wedges. And last but not least, we're gonna take this sauce. This is good on everything. We're gonna do a little bit on the broccoli. We're gonna do a little bit on the rice. And one thing with crispy fish, we're gonna go around the outside, spend all that time trying to get that really nice crispy crust. Just drag that fish right through the sides, right? You can scoop up a lot of those capers, everything we've been working on. Grab a little bit of parsley, get it on there. Don't have to get too fancy. This is really comfort food at its finest. And there you have it. That's our Panko Crusted Halibut with wild rice and roasted broccoli. Another one you guys should be able to do on your own. We have halibut. This is regional. You guys should be able to get these on your own. And once you do, this is a really good way to start. Everyone's gonna like it. It's not too difficult. If you fail the first time, don't give up, try again. Let us know what you think. Let us know if it turned out, and also let us know what you wanna see. What do you guys catch that you guys aren't really sure about what you wanna make, how you're gonna make it? I'd be happy to help you guys. So feel free to chime in on the comments and let us know what you think. And thanks, enjoy this recipe. Trout with BD Outdoors, thanks.